What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including the real reason why Hulk Hogan was pulled from WWE TV, is Scott Steiner returning on Raw, he goes off on Jesse Ventura, a wrestling legend passes away, WWE told Jacob Fatu to punish Strowman more, 2K announces a special edition of WWE 2K25, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. Now let's do the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at the real reason why Hulk Hogan was pulled from WWE television. At top of today's news is the mystery of why Hulk Hogan didn't appear at the 25th January Saturday Night's main event, and whether there's actually more to the story than meets the eye. Hogan was heavily advertised to appear on the show, only for WWE to announce at the last minute that the Hulkster couldn't make it due to family commitments, reportedly for his son Nick's wedding. However, some fans and pundits are very skeptical as to reasons why he was so late to be pulled from the show. This was addressed on the Wrestling Observer Radio, saying there's more to Hogan than meets the eye. I'm not exactly sure yet what it is. I'm not saying that because it's suspicious, I'm saying that because I was absolutely told that there's more than meets the eye. That's the exact wording I was told. And they continued about the timing, including the sudden announcement of his son's wedding. Now, unless Nick told him the day before, hey, I'm getting married tomorrow, wouldn't you go like, dude, I've got a commitment here that you know about. They're advertising this whole show around me. Now, Hogan's involvement in the show has been a hot topic since the LA fans at Raw's Netflix debut booed him out of the building. Fans and analysts have discussed whether WWE might cut its ties with Hogan despite its sponsorship deal to promote Hogan's Real American Beer. And then there was a question of whether Jesse the Body Ventura's involvement in Saturday night's main event might be a conflict. Ventura is no fan of Hogan, reportedly due to Hogan alerting Vince McMahon back in the 80s when Jesse tried to help WWE superstars unionize. There was discussion whether one or both parties might object to the other's presence at the show. They concluded by stressing the point there is something that doesn't meet the eye on this one. It doesn't pass the smell test. Either Hogan not telling them until the end, that's weird. Nick decided to get married at the last minute, that's the case, that's weird. It's weird. The Observer also pointed out that Hogan was scheduled for the show, so WWE can't say he was ever booked. That should be obvious from the WWE promoting Hogan's appearance. The question is that should be asked right now is who decided to nix Hogan's appearance? Was it WWE, Hulk Hogan himself, or Jesse Ventura? Regardless of who made the call, the incredibly weak excuse provided suggests that there was no concerns about damage control, or perhaps that someone wanted to make it obvious that Hogan wasn't wanted or that he didn't want to be there. Next up, Scott Steiner goes off on Jesse Ventura. Jesse Ventura was at the top of his color commentary game at Saturday night's main event, having fun when he addressed Braun Breaker, mentioning the legendary Steiner math used by Braun's uncle Scott Steiner. However, a new tweet from Big Papa Pump suggests that Jesse could end up in a Steiner recliner if he's not careful. Jesse Ventura seems to forget that I attended a highly educated university. Next time I see him, if there's a 141th 2/3 chance that I will slap him like a bitch, his Navy SEAL training can't help him. Steiner's tweets are heating up social media, and as we'll see next, Jesse Ventura may not be Scott's only target. Is he returning on Raw tonight? Could the WWE Universe see Scott Steiner return to the ring? Well, the 62-year-old former world champion is going nuclear on X, as seen by his latest tweet. Raw is rolling into ATL tomorrow, and it's got me thinking about the good old days when I dominated the show. Let's see if anyone's got the guts to bring some real action to Atlanta, but don't hold your breath. Holler if you hear me. Some fans are hopeful that Scott Steiner will enter this year's Rumble as a surprise, a situation that can't be ruled out. As judging by Hacksaw's last appearance in the Rumble, it's never too late to enter it. Next up, Rhea Ripley doesn't escape unscathed from Nia Jax. Rhea Ripley is still your women's world champion following a title defense against Nia Jax at Saturday night's main event, but she didn't emerge unscathed. Fightful Select is reporting that Ripley had the wind knocked out of her during the match, and a subsequent Instagram photo shows Ripley with a bruise near her eye, which all things considered isn't that bad. Both superstars worked a hard-hitting match, and despite wrestling's work nature, it's hard to imagine anyone not getting knocked around for real, considering both wrestlers' size and power. Next up, Liv Morgan plans revealed. Now, there's still talk that former WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez could become a regular team again. The two Judgment Day members have worked together since Raquel's return at last year's Bad Blood PLE, but Rodriguez has often worked as Liv's bodyguard. However, PW Insider now reports that there's been quote-unquote a lot of talk about pushing Morgan and Rodriguez. But Ringside News even speculated that fans could see this take place at Raw. Tonight's Raw could be a game changer for the WWE Women's Tag Team division. If the backstage talk is true, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez might be walking out with the gold. Morgan and Rodriguez are two-time WWE Women's Tag Team champions, and with the alleged curse surrounding the championship, a curse which some fans believe struck Morgan during one of her reigns as tag champs, their experience as a team makes them ideal candidates to carry the belts. This would also be a good way to maintain Morgan's momentum following her dropping the Women's World Championship to Rhea Ripley and getting Raquel back on track after months largely lurking in Liv's shadows. And in the ongoing investigation surrounding who injured current Women's Tag Team Champion Bianca Belair's partner Jade Cargill, and the Women's Tag Division could become relevant again. What do you guys think about Liv and Raquel regaining the Women's Tag Team titles? Is it a good idea, or should WWE focus on another team holding the championship? Next up, sad news as a wrestling legend passes away. The Cauliflower Alley Club, which honors pro wrestlers' rich legacy, is reporting on the passing of wrestler Ed Wiskowski. It is with profound sadness that the Cauliflower Alley Club announces the passing of Ed Wiskowski, better known to wrestling fans as Colonel De Beers, at the age of 80. We extend our sincerest condolences to his family, friends, and fans worldwide. Thank you for the memories. Rest in peace, sir. Ed Wiskowski wrestled in several promotions, but he's best known for his campaigns in Pacific Northwest Wrestling, where he often teamed with Playboy Buddy Rose and his later work as the pro-apartheid heel Colonel De Beers. He played De Beers to perfection in AEW and later Herb Abrams at Universal Wrestling Federation. He was never afraid to tap into current events, as seen him playing Mega Maharishi in the Pacific Northwest promotion, a spoof of an area cult leader who'd made national headlines. He passed away at the age of 80, and we send our heartfelt condolences to his family, friends, and many fans. Next up, WWE told Jacob Fatu to punish Braun Strowman more. Braun Strowman is well known for the many vicious beatdowns he's dished out during his career, so imagine the WWE Universe's shock when he was on the receiving end during his Saturday night's main event match against Jacob Fatu. Fatu not only crushed Braun with several hip attacks, but also hit moonsault after moonsault on the monster among monsters, leading to Braun coughing up kayfabe blood by putting a blood capsule in his mouth. The assault, which occurred during the match and after the referee DQ'd Jacob Fatu for throwing him out of the ring, is still being talked about, but according to Fightful Select, it could have been worse. Fightful's Patreon account reports that there were calls for Jacob Fatu to land more moonsaults. The fans in attendance certainly seem to want that, as they encourage Jacob Fatu to continue the carnage. Much like Bronson Reed landing numerous tsunamis on Seth Rollins, these beatdown angles are exciting. However, at what point do they lose their impact and wrestlers have to top them by hitting the move more times? It's a question WWE should consider, especially with how it has Strowman selling the attack. Even a behemoth like Strowman shouldn't be back immediately, or it'll make Fatu's offense look weak. But whilst we're on the subject of realism, Saturday's hip attacks looked anything but impressive due to the camera angle showing the Samoan werewolf missing Strowman by a country mile. WWE should have filmed the attack from a different angle. Next up, Braun Strowman responds after the brutal beatdown. Jacob Fatu administered a legendary ass whooping to Braun Strowman at Saturday night's main event, but it appears that the big man isn't going away just yet. Strowman tweeted a picture of him showing him worse for wear after getting destroyed by the Samoan werewolf. However, Big Braun tweeted a warning to Fatu: "You should have killed me when you had the chance." There's already talk about Braun selling his injuries for a bit before returning to an epic rematch at WrestleMania 41. Would you guys like to see this, or could Strowman count his losses and just stay home? Next up, 2K announces a special edition of WWE 2K25. Now, gamers and wrestling fans take notice as 2K has announced a special edition of its upcoming 2K25 game. The Dead Man rises again. No one escapes the darkness when The Undertaker arrives. Rest in peace, or don't. Unfortunately, that's the extent of the release, as Sports Illustrated is reporting no other details surrounding this special Dead Man edition of the game have been announced. But the release of the information about 2K25 is expected to pick up in the days and weeks ahead. Now, this could lead to an Undertaker showcase, maybe another Beat the Streak mode. Which matches would you like to see in the showcase though? What feature would you like to see added into the game? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.